Hey there, Deanna here. For today's practice, I'm going to take you through a little rise and shine yoga. This is a great practice to do when you first wake up in the morning to help get the body moving, create some openness and space. This is also a great practice you can do throughout your day when you just need a little boost of energy. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, for today's Rise and Shine Yoga, let's go ahead and get started in a nice, comfortable seated position. Whatever that looks like for you. If you need a pillow to kind of prop the hips up, maybe the legs are out in front or underneath you, whatever feels good today, really tuning into your body in this practice. So we'll start with just a little grounding practice, closing the eyes. Start to find some length in the spine. You need to maybe lift the chest slightly, allowing the shoulders just to soften down away from the ears. And then start to tune into that breath. So as we connect with our breath and our body today, we start to inhale, feeling that breath expanding, creating space, and that exhale, we soften, blowing all the air out. Taking a few rounds of that, fully inhale, expand, feel that oxygen filling the lungs, filling the collarbones, the belly. And that exhale, begin to lengthen the exhalation, blowing all the air out, tucking the belly in towards the spine. And just remembering today to set an intention for your practice. It can be a word or a mantra, maybe a mood you'd like to invoke. Something positive that you can focus on not only throughout your practice, but also throughout your day. And when life happens and stressful moments start to arise, or the mind starts to take over, you can always come back to this intention. Use it as an anchor. Feeling the hips and the seat, kind of grounding into the mat, into the earth, as if you had roots. Like a tree, just anchoring you down. Feeling supported. One more full inhale. Hold at the top. And then exhale all together. Letting that go. We're going to open the eyes and we're going to start this morning with a little pranayama or breathing practice just to start raising the energy. This is Kapalabhati and it is an exhale through the nose and kind of a snapping in of the abdomen. So as you inhale, which comes kind of passively, it'll look and sound a little something like this. So maybe bringing that hand to the belly. So we're pumping the air out through the nose as we draw that belly button in towards the spine. It's kind of this pumping action that helps to raise energy. So we'll start all together. Take a full breath in. Maybe bringing that hand to the belly. Exhale, let it go. Tiny breath in here. And then begin. Let it go. And we're going to do one more round of that. So full breath in. You can close your eyes here if you'd like. That helps to tune into that kind of flow in the body. Exhale. Tiny breath in. And then begin to pump that air out. Let's go ahead and sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. Your biggest stretch so far. Inhale. And then exhale, release the hands down. We're going to sweep that left arm overhead. Walk the right fingertips out towards the top of the mat. And then reach overhead. Feel that nice stretch in the side body. Creating space. Having this awareness around opening. And then we'll come back through center. Take another full breath in. Find a little lift in the spine, and then exhale, release that left hand down. This time the right arm will go overhead, extending those left fingertips towards the other side of the mat now. Just imagine you're sending that breath into those tiny little spaces between the ribs. And we'll release that hand down as well. We're going to just open up the neck and shoulders here. So bringing the hands, the fingertips up to the shoulder blades. Allow the elbows to come towards one another. And maybe they don't touch, maybe they do. And then start to make some circles all the way up and around with the shoulders. See how slow you can go. So really be mindful here. Creating some wide circles all the way up and around. Feel that chest opening. Drop the shoulders down as you come back through your circle. One more this way here. And we'll drop the shoulders all the way down. Find a little length, maybe a little side to side in the neck. And then this time we're going to reverse it. So elbows come back behind, opening that chest, expanding. Then bringing those elbows all the way up. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Come back through center. We have two more of these. So listen to your shoulders, to what feels good to you. If you need to take a little break. And use that breath. So really feel the chest, the underarms starting to expand and wake up. And then we'll release that down. We're going to reach the arms overhead, and this time that left hand is going to come in front of that right hand, and then we're going to twist the hands, and maybe they interlace, so bringing the palms together, elbows towards the ears, soften the shoulders down, find a little lift with the chest as we inhale, and then exhale, we'll lower the arms, round the back, tuck the belly in towards the spine, opening up the back of the heart. Then inhale as we lift the arms, lift the chest, find the length in the spine. Already starting to feel that ease in the chest. Exhale, tuck the belly to the spine, draw the abdomen in. Inhale, so kind of like that movement with the cat-cow, but we're seated here. Then one more exhale, press through the back of the heart. Abdomen in towards the spine, and then we'll release that one down here. This time we'll sweep the arms all the way overhead. As we exhale, we're going to twist. So that right hand comes to that left knee. Begin to sit up tall, and then bring that gaze over that left shoulder. Find that twist from the midsection here. So we're still warming up. So be gentle with your twist. And then bring just the gaze back over to the center. So we're staying in our twist here. And then allow that right ear to fall towards that right shoulder. So we're keeping that twist, but we're just opening up the neck. When we open up, we can create more space. More space to invite in the new, to increase our circulation, improve that blood flow. And then we'll gently release, come back through center. Inhale the arms overhead. We're going to move right into the other side. Exhale, left hand comes to that right knee. Right hand comes behind. Sit up tall, find that twist. Bring the gaze over that right shoulder. Love twists, especially in the morning, but if you've been sitting or at a desk, this is a great way just to get things moving in the spine. Then bring the gaze back through center, keeping the twist where it is, and then lower that left ear towards that left shoulder. So without straining, just listening to your body. Feeling that space between the right ear and that right shoulder, just kind of opening up, being gentle without forcing. And then we'll release back through center. Going to take a couple circles, the hands on the knees, press the chest out through center, and back. If you're kind of scooping the last bit of peanut butter out of the jar, whatever your nut butter of choice is. Move into the opposite direction. Trying to warm up the hips. We're going to get into some really nice hip openers here shortly. So if we can open up the largest joints of the body, kind of those hips, those hamstring area, then we can increase that blood flow and have more ease in our movement throughout the day. All right, so into uncross the legs, walk them out just a little here. Bring the hands behind you. We're just going to bring the knees from one side to the next. And then one more time, we're going to cross the legs, walk the hands all the way forward. Release the chest down. Feel the hip joints here. So they might feel a little tight. I know mine do. And just maybe rock a little side to side. See what feels good in your body. Yoga looks a million different ways and a million different people. So don't get caught up in it needing to look a certain way. And if this is too intense for your knees, you can also bring the legs behind you, kind of do this in a child's pose. We'll walk the hands back up. And then I'm going to introduce, if you've heard of kind of tenting the hands, we'll make our way over into a tabletop here. So as we kind of tent the hands, we come up on the fingertips, or you might consider them as like clawing the hands. So we're going to keep our knees about hip distance, or maybe a little further apart. Press the hips back into a child's pose. So big toes are coming together here. Press those hips back. Tent those fingers, or claw the hands here. Press the chest all the way towards the mat. And then just find that length in the body. Nice, juicy, kind of lengthening stretch here in child's pose. Very active with the arms. And then we'll lift the chest. We're going to walk the hands over to the right. Maybe that left hand comes a little bit further out than that right hand here, but we're still up on the fingertips. And then press that sits bones in the left side back towards that left heel. Nice full stretch on that left side. With a lot of lymphatic flow there, especially as women. So really great to open up. Walk back through center and then over to the left. This time that right hand is going to come out maybe a little bit further. So you're really reaching, tenting those fingertips to keep that underarm active. And then press the sits bones on the right hip back in space towards that right heel. This feels great. So you should feel a nice stretch all the way from really that top of the forearm, or the underside of the forearm, I should say, all the way down towards that hip. And then come back through center. Walk ourselves up here. We're going to do a little variation of our tabletop, of our cat-cow today. So instead of kind of keeping the hands right under the wrist pointing forward, we're going to rotate the hands either out to the sides, if you have a little bit of a tight wrist area here, or bringing them all the way behind, or wherever your range of motion ends. So we're just stretching the forearms. This is really great if you spend a lot of time on the computer or texting on the phone. This is a nice stretch for the wrists. And then we'll tuck the toes under, start to warm up the feet right away. So then maybe even pressing the hips back slightly, forward, just getting a little movement. If you need to move the wrist at any time, you can. And then we're going to do our cat-cow from here. So as we inhale, we lift, bring our gaze forward, lower our belly, lift our tailbone, draw the ears and the shoulders away from one another. And then exhale, round the back. Feel those forearms stretch. And inhale. And exhale through cow. Through cat. Inhale through cow. Find that length in the front of the body. And then exhale one more time. Pressing into the mat. Finding that arch at the back. Then we'll come back through center here. Allow the hands to kind of pivot back to the center. And then maybe rotating the hands inward. So fingertips is opposite direction here. So we're just stretching gotta move that watch. Stretching the outer sides now. And then just rock the hips a little side to side. See what really feels good to you here. Everybody is so different. Stick with that breath. And then we'll release the hands back through center. We're going to walk those hands forward, tenting those fingers again, and then allow the chest to fall forward. Keep those hips up high. So we're coming into this puppy dog. Nice long spine here. Maybe shimmy the booty a little. Opening up that chest, that collarbone, the rib cage, the underarms. And then we'll slowly walk ourselves all the way back. We're going to get ready for a downward dog. So we'll press the hands into the mat, tuck the toes under. On this first downward dog, we're really going to bend the knees. So bend the knees generously here. Walk the feet out towards the edge of the mat. I know this might sound a little silly at first, but keep those knees bent. Press into the hands, find that length in the spine first. Take a few breaths here. And maybe walk the feet back in line with the hips. Start to pedal it out. If this is your first movement of the day, the hamstrings can be really tight. I know mine are. And then we'll walk the hands back to meet the hips or the feet. This time we're going to bend the knees, walk them out again towards the edge of the mat. Really generously bend the legs. And let that heavy head just kind of fall all the way towards the mat. Shaking the head, maybe a little side to side. Really let the upper body just hang out. Let it all go. Maybe sway a little side to side with the hips. If you need to put a block under the hands here, you can. And then as we start to walk the hands up, we're going to heel toe the feet in, back underneath the hips. We'll walk the hands up to the shins, maybe up to the thighs. Create that flat back, press into the thighs. Find that length in the spine here. So we got that belly tucked in towards the back of the spine. Abdomen is long, spine is long, gaze is down towards the floor. So find that length in the neck as well. Feel into the back of your hamstrings here. Imagine as you inhale,
You're filling the belly, sending that breath all the way down the back of the legs, and then as you exhale, you're pressing gently into the thighs and creating that space again between the ears and the shoulders. So really anchoring those shoulders down and away. Maybe bringing the weight into the toes, maybe even lifting the heels slightly. Then release the heels, lift the toes, feel how that engages those quads. Come back through that neutral place. And then belly towards the spine as we round, really rooting into the ground. And your biggest stretch of the day. Inhale and reach. And exhale. Release it down the mat. So we'll walk ourselves up there. Starting in Tadasana, roll the shoulders down and back, tuck the pelvic floor right underneath the body there. And then inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, bend the knees really generously here. Keeping that opening in the low back. Inhale, straighten the legs, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Hands can either come to the floor, to the block, step that left foot back. And then we'll be here just in this crescent lunge, kind of this low lunge for a minute, or I should say this high lunge. We'll lower that left knee down, release the foot, and then just checking in that your knee is kind of stacked over that ankle bone here. Reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. If you need a little bit more support here, you can keep the hands on the thigh. Otherwise, inhale to open the chest, shine that heart all the way up. And as we exhale, we're going to bring the hands towards the floor, straightening that right leg. Toes come towards the nose. Ooh, that feels great in my body today. Stretching the back of that leg. Tucking that right crease, that hip crease back in space, as if you're almost dragging the heel of your foot towards you. Getting that really good stretch in there. And then we'll walk the hands forward. We're going to step that left foot back, that right foot back, coming into that downward dog. Pedal out the feet here. Maybe starting to feel a little bit more ease, a little bit more movement in the back of the hamstrings. And this time we're going to come forward into a plank. And if you're just not feeling the plank today, then lower the knees down. And then we'll all come together with control. Lower the chest, the belly, all the way towards the mat. Zip up those legs. Really active, so press the feet into the mat. Hands are going to come out by the side again, so we have those tented fingers. See if you can slide them down towards kind of the side of the rib cage here. And then begin to lift the head, neck, and chest. Squeeze that booty. Use the upper back here. Again, we're really focusing on creating space in the chest, in the body, letting go of any tension, replacing that with ease and openness. And then we'll lower back down. We're going to bring the hands by the side, tap the toes under. We'll make our way back into that downward dog. Pedal the feet out. And then listen with me. You're going to bring that left foot between the hands. And then lowering that right knee down. Again, just checking in with your alignment here. Hands can again come up to the thigh. Or sweep them all the way overhead. And then coming through the heart center, that prayer pose. Inhale as we open the chest, bring the gaze up, slight balance here. And then exhale, hands back through center. As we exhale, we're going to press that leg straight. That left leg comes straight, toes towards the nose, hands towards the mat. Find a little length in the spine. And keep a little micro bend in the knee here. Tucking that left hip flexor back. Really feel all kinds of lift up me. Then feel that back of that left leg now opening up. You guys are doing a great job. And then we'll walk the hands forward. We're going to step all the way to the front of the mat. We need a couple steps to get there. We'll meet at the top of the mat, knees bent, chest over the thigh again. Inhale the halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, root to rise. Squeeze those booty to lift you all the way up. And exhale, release the hands down by the side. So we'll do in one more flow like that, just really energizing the body here. Heart rate might be picking up just a little bit. That's great. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale and release. Take your time, step that left foot back, coming into that low lunge. But before we come into it, before we drop that back knee, we're going to bring that left foot down to the mat. So as if we're kind of preparing for warrior two here. If you have some blocks, it can be really helpful. Otherwise, we'll walk our hands in towards that inner side of the right foot here. Just check in with your knee that it didn't kind of cave in. So knee should be shooting out over that second toe. This may be really challenging for you right now, so stick with it. Keep breathing. It's a big hip opener. Walk our hands towards that edge of the mat, tenting those fingers, pressing the hips and the booty back, and the chest is leaning forward. And then we'll walk our hands up. We're going to start to straighten that right leg, walking our hands all the way up. And then we'll pivot our right foot in so we're parallel. Our feet are parallel with one another. And then from here, take your hands all the way behind you, interlacing the fingers, and then press all the way down towards the mat. Reach the chest up. Do you feel a little bit more space in your heart, in your neck, collarbones? And begin to fold at the hips. And release the hands, bring them down to the mat, and then just a little bend into one knee, into the other, getting a nice inner thigh stretch. Depending on how flexible you feel this morning, you always have the option here to pivot the heels in and allow those toes to come up, coming all the way down into kind of a skandasana. But if that is not feeling good for you today, that's okay. Keep the feet kind of parallel and just a little shimmy with the booty side to side. Still working the inner thighs. And then we'll rotate around to this left side. So warrior 2 feet here. So that right foot is angled about 45. Checking that that left knee now is anchoring over that second toe here. And then same thing on this side. We're going to press the hips back. Walk those tented fingers towards the right edge of the mat, or maybe off the mat. Legs are really active. Breathe here. This can be intense, so stick with it. You've got it. And we'll walk the hands back, and we're going to end up now at the back of your mat. Lower that back knee down, just for a nice little break here. And then we're going to reset, stepping that right foot all the way to the top of the mat. Forward fold with those bent knees. Walk the feet out to the sides of the mat here. So really find some space for those hips. And then straighten the legs. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to release. And then sweep the arms all the way out. Reaching to the top. Exhale, release the hands down. And then we'll end here in a Tadasana on this side. So we're going to make our way down onto the mat. So we'll sweep our hands overhead. We're going to come through downward dog to get there. Swan dive forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Notice the space maybe you created in your hamstrings. Bring the hands to the mat. We'll step that right foot back, left foot back. Coming into this plank. If you want to skip your plank, you can just bring your knees all the way down. Otherwise, feel that strength in this plank pose. We're tucking the belly in towards the spine. You'll see a slight arch in my upper back, so we don't want to dip into the shoulders. We want to protect them here. And then with control, you can either drop the knees or come all the way down, tucking the elbows in towards the sides. Release the feet. We're going to walk the hands out again, tenting those fingers, sliding down by the sides of the ribs. And then option here to either do another low cobra, so really active in the legs, pressing into the mat, or you have an option of coming up a little higher. And then exhale to release down, reset, and then inhale, coming back up. Find your edge, so be gentle in the low back wherever you are today. Exhale, release. Maybe it's just right here, wherever you are, so you can draw the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe look over the right shoulder, over the left, and we'll lower it back down here. Stack the hands on top of one another. We'll release the forehead down, bend the knees, and then just windshield wiper the feet a little side to side. Releasing those feet down. This time we're going to bring the hands right underneath us. Press back into one more child's pose. Tuck the toes under, so keeping those feet active. Tenting the fingertips again. This time our legs and our knees are kind of closed here. And then we'll walk the hands back up to meet the legs. Swivel around onto our booty here. We're going to get a little bit of core before we wrap up. So knees are bent here. Finding that space where you feel like you have a little bit of support. So if you bring that left leg off the mat, hands can come out to the side. And maybe that toe is just gently touching the mat. Maybe it's all the way extended. We'll release that foot down, left foot off the mat, or extended into the air. Use your hands as if you're kind of shaking someone's hands here to really pull you up, but keep that chest lifted. Belly's tucked in towards the spine. Release that foot. I know you might be feeling it here. Stick with it. And then maybe bringing both feet off the mat. For an extra little challenge, we're going to go 1, 2. So just rotating opposite feet, extending the leg. 1, 2. 1, 2. Just a couple more here. And then we'll bring both feet to the mat. Grab a hold of the shins, find that length in the spine here. And then we're going to round all the way back with control, lowering the spine down one at a time. Reach the arms all the way overhead. Let that breath go. Let's slide down here a little bit. So with our focus today on opening, we're going to get into the front of the hips now. So press those feet into the mat as if we're preparing for a bridge pose here, which we are. Feet are right beneath the knees. We're going to press into the floor, lifting those hips, and then maybe just rocking a little to tuck the shoulders underneath the spine or underneath the back. Maybe you interlace the hands. If that's available to you, really pressing up through the hips, Knees are parallel, so we don't want to open the knees up, kind of cave them in. We want to keep them really parallel with the hips here. And if the interlaced hands doesn't work for you, just keep the hands down by the side. Opening up the front of the hip, the quads. We'll lower that back down. Just windshield wiper the legs side to side. Next one, press into the feet, peel the hips off the mat. This time the arms come overhead. And then separate the hands a little bit wider here. Creating that space in the chest. Really active with the feet. See if you can release the booty here. Really using the strength in the quads. And then we'll slowly lower back down. Bring the hands back by your sides. We'll reset everything in. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Wrap the arms around them. Give them a nice little hug. You guys are doing a great job. Great job making it to your mat today. Finding time for you. And we'll keep that hold of the right knee. Extend the left leg all the way. Reach, reach, reach. Point through the toes before it comes to the mat. Finding that length in that left leg. Then we'll lower it down. Drawing that right knee a little closer to the right shoulders. Relax the chest. Then we'll take that left leg across the body. Coming into a little twist. Ooh, that feels nice. And that left knee doesn't need to hit the ground. Just let gravity do the work. If you need a little bit more of a challenge, you can always gently press into that left thigh. Bringing that gaze maybe over to the right shoulder. Opposite direction of the knee. Twists are so great for jump starting that digestion in the morning, or just helping that flexibility in the spine. Come back through center. This time we're going to squeeze both legs in one more time. Give them a nice hug, rock and roll. Extend that right leg long, squeezing the left knee in towards that left shoulder. And again, that right leg, really point through the toes. Find length as if you can reach as far towards the edge of your mat as you can, and then lower that right leg down. Notice if there's any tension in the face. See if you can release and soften. Then we'll cross that right knee over the body, coming into a twist on this side. Extend that left arm out long. Bringing that gaze maybe with it. Nice massage for those internal organs of detoxification. Just a little squeeze. You're rinsing out those organs. And then we'll bring the knee back through center. We're going to come into a full savasana, so squeeze everything in. Bring the forehead up towards the knees, maybe a little rock. Give everything a really nice squeeze. And then we'll release. Arms come down by the sides. Legs come open on the mat. So maybe spread out. Separate the feet. Separate the arms. Take up some space. You guys did it. Great job. Relax everything into the mat. As if you are just melting the body to be one with the floor. Take a final full breath all together, filling the belly. Hold at the top, and then open the mouth together. Exhale. Great job, you guys. Great job. In Savasana, we'll do a little scan here from the toes, all the way up the legs, the hips, the glutes. Checking for anywhere that maybe there's a little residual tension. See if you can imagine sending some love, some breath, some ease into those spaces. Check in with the belly, the chest. the shoulders, the neck. You release the jaw, the temples, softening the forehead. Maybe bringing a little smile to the face, sending a signal to the body. And then staying maybe right where you are after this video ends. Really soaking up the practice, integrating all the postures and movements, letting the body recalibrate, rebalance. Go ahead and close us out here. Maybe staying right where you are. Coming into that seated position. Bringing your hands into that prayer pose, that heart center. Coming back to the intention you set today. Just reminding yourself that you are strong. You are free. You are open now to attract more good in your life. By creating a practice of opening and of expansion, we release what's no longer serving us, and we create space for the new. Being open to the unexpected surprises that the universe may have in store for us. Having a little gratitude for your body, for making it on your mat today. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Namaste. If you haven't had a chance to check out some of my other videos, I have a whole host of yoga videos. I also have a few videos in the kitchen. As a nutritionist, food is so important in my life, and I spend a lot of time in the kitchen, and I love to bring that and share that with you. So a new recipe that's just posting today will be a golden tonic. It is one of my favorite warming, energizing teas. It's super simple to make. It'll last all week, and it's really great for boosting the immune system. So go ahead and check it out.